Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Saneka Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sane Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sane Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sane Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sane Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Saneka Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Om Guru Vajra Dara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Uta Vardhani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Dhagi Jetsun Lama Tuje Che Nyamda Dala Tuje Sikso So Gebe Shesan Dala Tendo So Uyon Sungi Nawa Tsedo So Tsechi Ningne Solwa Debe Tse Dejen Korlo Visu Lekshun Yila Sambe Dödön Malupa Gemel Hungi Drubra Jingel Soni Sodan Dikdun Shakpe Tse Dungi Namge Yinsu Lekshune Labchen Soni Yonsu Zopa Dan Chera Nyetun Chamra Jingelo Chancho Pargi Ninsen Tukuntu Nyu Peme Siudru Lekshun Chancho Drube Gegen Kunshishi Tungen Dela Drubra Jingel Dagi Lona Chola Chokpa Dan Chomi Samjur Ngimba Shiwa Chedan Tumbe Dödön Malupa Bemel Hungi Drubraj Dorna Tingne Tsira Tamchet Techi Pardo Nekav Tamchetu Rese Kyamne Lama Keleme Tukche Chingi Dala Siksus Gongyab Drewe Nyamda Dachala Chetsun Lame Tuje Rabgongne Kodan Sungi Nawa Dralme Tu Nyamsu Nyongwe Kesan Tobrasho Kewa Kunto Yanda Lamada Drame Cheki Pela Longchechi Sadan Lamgi Yende Rabza kopa nyurto vesho. Pakyuke akodan dagi alo, pakyuke sundan dagi nga, pakyuke tukdan dagi yi, tenyerme chikto jingi alo, makyuke kodan dagi lo, makyuke sundan dagi nga, makyuke tukdan dagi yi, tenyerme chikto jingi alo. Om Muni Muni Maha Shakya Muni Swaha. Sangye Chedan Tsoge Chonamla Janchu Pardo Dani Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gibe Sonam Ki Drola Pinchira Sangye Druparasho Sangye Chedan Tsoge Chonamla Janchu Pardo Dani Kyapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Gibe Sonam Ki Drola Pinchira Sangye Druparasho Sangye Chodan Tsogi Chonamla Chancho Pardo Dani Kyapsuchi Dagi Chinso Gibe Sonam Ki Drola Pinchira Sangye Druparesho. In the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment. Through the practice of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Good evening. Okay. As we said day before yesterday, the verse from Buddha Shakyamuni, Dani Dagi Goyanyin, Dani Dagi Drayanyin. I am my own protector, I am my own enemy. And actually, we could go on these two lines, and the whole Four Noble Truths are inside of it. There is a lot. But one of the main points also regarding this is the fact that Buddha was not saying, I am your protector, I am the one, I am your refuge. Buddha said, you are your own protector and you are your own enemy. Which means that, even though we may see a Buddha, we may look towards enlightenment, we may develop this passion that we were talking the day before yesterday, this strong wish to reach this state of peace and so on. Finally, it comes to our actions. Because there is one very particular aspect, which is between us, we cannot do more than interact. No one is able, not even the most sacred being, actually to enter into someone else and put some thoughts inside one person's mind. Or no one is able to go and change the karma of someone else. I cannot go and change your past, nor me or anyone else. Whatever are the actions that you have done, the karmic force related to that, you take it with you. Someone can help us by creating positive conditions through which we may be able to purify. But this depends on us. So, in the same way, no one can take qualities and implant them in someone else. You know? And there is a very basic aspect, which is what we are in the present is the result of what we have done in the past together with what is happening in the present. Basically, what is happening in the present is what we call conditions. What have happened in the past, what we have done in the past, is what we call causes. So when we put these two things together, we have the result, which is the present moment. So basically, no one can change our past. No one can come to us and say, oh, you know, what you have done, I change for you. If anyone could, please, you know. Even Buddha said very clearly, I cannot take away your suffering and your defilements as you will clean the dirt with a broom. I cannot take away your stains, your deeper defilements as you clean the dirt from a cloth with water. The only thing I can do is I can show you what you need to do and what you need to abandon. And then it comes to you. So, you are your own protector, you are your own enemy. The precise verse says, I am my own protector, I am my own enemy. The question is how? Okay, let's say we want to do it. We really want to become a Buddha. Then now what do we do? Or even if not a Buddha, at least let's say that we really want to reach a deeper state of peace and we want to get out of our own cycle of defilements and karma, samsara. We really want that. Maybe we don't have bodhicitta yet, but we really want to get out of that. But now what do we do? Okay? This is more or less what I wanted to talk today. Conclusion of the day before yesterday. Okay. There is one point. I was wondering if say, not say, go in that direction or not, but okay, we do briefly. There is a difference between practicing Buddhism and being Buddhist. Or, I will make it more clear. The question is, do we want to be part of an identity that I am Buddhist and I am part of something? So I can call myself Buddhist because I have tankas in my house and I go around with a mala and I say strange words and when I talk with people I use the words karma and I talk about reincarnation and I have someone that for me I love very much, which is my guru, and all of that. That's wonderful. No? But is that one part? Is like, okay, do I want to be part of something or do I truly want to practice? Or do I truly want to, I don't care so much being part of being Buddhist or not being Buddhist. Do I really want to put into practice Buddha's teachings? Because this is the point. We are not here to be Buddhist. I sincerely really do not care. I'm sorry if I am so maybe strong in this way. For me it doesn't matter being Buddhist, not being Buddhist, it's just a label. I care about putting Buddha's teachings into practice because I truly trust in them. This is what is important. So, it's not a matter of putting a label and saying, oh, I am Buddhist. And I need to be a good Buddhist. No. You don't need to be a good Buddhist. You need to practice well Buddha's teachings, which would make of you a good Buddhist. But the point is not focusing on an identity. The point is focusing on developing our inner qualities such as love and wisdom. That's the main point. No? So, in the moment that truly, because just to conclude this part, there are some subtle dangers within it. For example, since you start getting more near to Buddhism, you start listening a lot, oh, all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes for the benefit of all sentient beings, for the benefit of all sentient beings. oh, the great bodhisattvas and the great beings, we should care for all and all of that. So, there is the possibility that we develop some sort of idealized image of oneself, that to be a good person and to be a good Buddhist, I must love all. And then there is a point in which we don't care about others. We care about being the one that cares about others. I don't know if it's clear, the difference. It's a very dangerous thing, actually. In one point, we fall into these things that, we are there and we make our prayers, may all beings have happiness and its causes, and we see and we say, I have the Mahayana motivation and I love everyone and so on. Then we get out of the meditation and then the guy nearby or whoever says something we don't like. And then, where is bodhicitta? In my meditation, Or as Rinpoche said one time, he made example, was very clear. He said, you want to understand how works selfishness? Simple. You sit in one place. You sit in one chair. You stand up. Go to the bathroom. Someone else come. Sit in that chair. It has become my chair. And you know what comes after. And the other ones say, no, it's my chair. Because I have just seated on it. Because whose chair is it actually? Is it like every day, 24 hours, it makes a reset? So the first one that sits for the next 24 hours is his chair? Or it has timing? Or what defines if it's your chair or my chair? Because you were seated there, yes, but now I am sitting here. So what defines? And we can fight on it, But the point is that what do we want? Because in the moment that actually we want this idealized image of loving all, we get connected with this idea, I love all, but I do not connect to anyone. I love all sentient beings, but I do not connect to each one. So we can easily, pass by people, we can easily ignore situations and everything else, but we love everyone. So this is not exactly what we want here. Okay? We are not here to be the ones that love all. We are here to develop love towards everyone. So the question is, do I want to be a good Buddhist or do I want to practice well Buddha's teachings? So hopefully the second. So what can we do for that? What shall we do in that direction? And there is one thing, it's like normally there are sometimes some things that we do in society that when before doing it there is some sort of, disclaimer. Like when you start watching a movie or something, there are these disclaimers in the beginning, So the question is, do you want to just be part of a Buddhist group and you want to feel comfortable doing things that is nice and being Buddhist? Okay, no much disclaimer. Do you want really to practice? Okay, the disclaimer is, it will not be easy. It is not easy. And you cannot just play with it. It's not a half-time job, it's a full-time job with 24 hours dedication. And, otherwise, we cannot really go forward with it. So, do I really want it or not? It's an important question that somehow we make to ourselves. Okay? And it will depend on how much do I truly want to be in peace with myself and others. How much do I truly want to develop my own wisdom and love and stability, and how much do I truly want to get out of samsara? And I understand that no one else can do it for me. Because if someone could do for me, I am sure that we would all just go to that choice. If we could outsource our enlightenment, it's like, there is one monastery called Gyume. It's one of the tantric colleges. And in Gyume monastery, they have a very funny thing, very strange. In the monastery, after some years that you are in the monastery, you must give an exam. And normally you need to memorize some really big texts and so on. And if you cannot give that exam, you are out of the monastery. So it happened most probably in the past that some people that they were good monks and everything, but they were not able to give that exam. So in order to find a solution, they found the way that someone else can give the exam for you. So you have substitute for the exam. You sit there to give the exam. You are the one giving the exam, but the one reciting is the guy next to you. So he's giving the exam for you, and it's accepted. Okay? No, it's just like the exam must be given. It was given. The only difficult part was not that person, but anyhow. So it's like, if we could do that with enlightenment, oh, it would be so nice. We would to give everything. We would pay someone, can you meditate for me? Here you are, Do 3 years retreat for me. I'm happy. You do the retreat for me. I gain the realizations. I'm happy. Oh, can you do something that I wait for you, so you do for me. And I'm sorry if I put in these ways, but often this is the attitude that I see often that we have towards our gurus, towards the Buddhas. Please do for me. I will do everything you ask me. I will be kind. I will be nice. I will make offerings. I will respect and everything, but you do for me. It's like this somehow connects me to something which has nothing to do directly, but somehow it connects me. And sometimes when some images come, then it's difficult. Not if I don't say it remains stuck there. One time one person asked me something, saying, oh, you Buddhists, you have a tradition of recognizing reincarnation, right? I said, yes. How does it work? And I explained to him. And then he said, look, I am a very successful person in my life, financially. He's like more than a billionaire. And then he said, look, I have a lot of money, have a beautiful family, everything wonderful, my life is so good, but I have one problem. I will die. So, can you help me? I make a trust where I put few hundred millions. No? And then you or whoever will look for my reincarnation, and will give to my reincarnation the money. And you get a percentage in the middle of the way. And then I was saying, look, it would be nice and it would be a wonderful business from my side. But I would never trust anyone on that. So somehow, like, if we could go to someone and say, I pay you millions and you get enlightened for me and you give me enlightenment, you do the thing for me, that we would do it. But the fact is that it doesn't work. It will not work in that way, and I'm sorry. So if we really want to make it, we need to know from the beginning, it's not gonna be easy. Okay? It takes effort, it takes courage, it takes a lot of awareness, energy. It's not something that is for free in this way. But there we are, we can make it. That's no doubt. There is no exception for anyone, oh, you cannot make it. Everyone can make it, but it takes courage, it takes energy, it takes effort. And it takes the need of putting oneself into, how to say, in Italian you say mettersi in gioco, put oneself into the game. Like you need to question yourself also. Okay, but we will go to that steps, how to do that. Okay. No, it just connected me, this thing of my seat, no? And then in India there was something very interesting in the buses, which was whenever the bus would arrive in the bus station, normally there was never enough place for everyone. There were almost always more people than places to sit. So many people would all need to take the next bus or stand up. And often not even enough places for people standing. So when the bus would stop, people would rush in the door to try to enter and to get a place and so on. And there was one system that was, while the bus was stopping, still running, you could run nearby the bus and throw something from the window on a seat. If it fell on the floor, it didn't work. But if it fell on a seat, like a hat or a piece of clothes or anything that people could see, you could enter with all the calm and the place would be yours. It would be respected by all, you know. And so it is interesting also how we function, no? Anyhow. So, let's go directly to the point. What shall we do if we want to practice truly? We are made out of habits. And our objective is not to change, to develop knowledge. It's not to accumulate knowledge. It's wonderful, but it's not enough. Knowledge is a tool, but it won't change much. What we need to change our paradigm. We need to change the way how we relate to reality from deep within. So we need to create new habits within ourselves. And because we are made of habits, we need to go through a process of creating these positive habits and changing our previous habits. And in Buddhist teachings, it's very clear how this is divided into 3 steps. And we need to practice all the 3. Otherwise, the result won't come. Okay. The first is called in Tibetan tawa, which is said view. Then the second is chöpa, which we can translate as conduct. And the third is gompa, which is normally translated as meditation, but I prefer to translate it as familiarization. Okay? And these are the 3 steps necessary. And what I see often is that often people get stuck on the first and think that that's enough. A little bit of the second. A little bit some view, little conduct, and who knows when some meditation. Okay? But we need the whole 3, otherwise it won't work. It will take a long time. Let's try to make a metaphor to explain it. The one I did last time, I was explaining this during Guru Puja commentary. Making a diet. Okay? So, let's say that we want to be healthy and we want to have a long and healthy life. That's our objective. Because this life is meaningful, we enjoy it very much, so we want to have a long and healthy life. So in order to do that, I must eat well. So the first step into that is actually understanding what is a healthy diet. So this is the part which is called view. It's conceptual. I will study, I will listen, I will talk, I will read, I will watch, I will enter in contact with information. I will learn about my own body type. I will go to see to myself what are the best type of diets, and this is not good. I will make exams and understand that I cannot eat this and I should eat that. And I will go through the whole process of understanding what is the correct diet for me. And it's very important that I get to one point in which I have no any more doubt whatsoever that this is the right diet for me. I cannot eat this and I should eat that. And I cannot eat that much, I should eat less, or I should eat more, and I should eat at this timing and everything. I should understand everything. In the very beginning, when we are learning, it's called the process of listening, where we acquire information. Second step is the process of comprehending, in which we discuss about it until it becomes our own knowledge and not something that we read somewhere or something that someone said to us. Why I need to eat like this? Because I know. These are the reasons. I know it for myself. I have any doubt that this is the right diet for me. I have full certainty of it. When we have when we reach that level, we have completed the process of so-called view. But then what we need to do, we need to apply it to our life, which is called conduct. Every time I sit in the table to eat, I need to avoid this, I need to get that, I need to do, when I go to the supermarket, whatever, I need to adapt my life, my daily behavior, in order to be able to fulfill my diet. Okay? And even if we do the best, because we have strong habits, in the moment of weakness, we will not be able to keep it. So, what happens when we go, I don't know, Christmas lunch or dinner, and there we are with our mother or father or grandmother or whoever that has made all that food and don't understand why we want to make that diet. And is there pushing us and saying, oh, you must eat it, because it's good for you, I have eaten it all my life and it's really good, and you cannot make me upset that not eating this, and the whole tragedy because you're not eating my food, so you don't love me, and this and that and whatever, And then, oh, you're going to get sick because you don't eat well enough, and that's not possible, you need to eat more. Okay, something like this. Imagine whatever situation. And we really like it, and we are hungry. And there is not so much alternative. So normally there are situations in which we are not able to keep it because we have very strong habits from the other side. So here enters the third step, which is the most important one, which in the case of diet is more easy, which is familiarization. What we will do, we will imagine that Christmas dinner. First, we will remind us of the whole reason why I need to keep that diet and everything. Once I have gone through the whole analytical meditation, the analytical process of understanding and reviewing my diet, I review my whole diet and I am convinced of it, then I imagine myself in the Christmas table, and I imagine my grandmother or whoever upset with me because I'm not eating that, and I really like it, and it's really good, and it's there in front of me, and so on. I allow the wish to say, oh, just for once, it's okay, come on, no problem, I should eat it. And then I apply the antidote, and I come and I say, no, I cannot, because my health is too important. I must take good care. If I start once, then I do twice, then I do 5 times, then I do 10 times. I cannot for this, and that reason. And then we are able to find a way how to be nice and kind to the grandmother and still not eat that food. No? And when we are able to do that in visualization, as we imagine, not once or twice, we need to do many times. The more our habit is deep, the more number of times we need to do. When I talk about diet and grandma, is more easy, okay? Depends how deep these habits are. But after we do it in visualization, then when we will be in the actual table, it will be much more easy because we are already prepared how we shall do. Okay. And this third part is what very often is missing in many of us. Because we understand I shouldn't get angry. Okay. I try not to get angry. But then it happens. But when should we train on not getting angry? When we are peaceful. When everything is wonderful. When we are relaxed, having our vacation. Or our free time and we are relaxed at home. That's when we need to sit down. Make the analytical meditation why I should not get angry. Then it's like we do these mornings, Lama Kien, and we invite Guru Buddhas, we invite the object of anger. And we imagine the object of anger in front of us. And we allow our anger to start coming. And then in visualization, we apply the antidote. Until we are able first to react with indifference, and then second to react with love, with kindness, with awareness, and so on. But when we are able to do this in visualization, not once or twice, but many times, then this will gradually bring a big influence in the way how we do it in the real situations. But we need to train. And that takes a lot of energy. And it's not something that is so obvious. So, we have the part of knowledge, conduct, and visualization. Or familiarization, to be more precise. When we do like practices like self-healing and many of the sadhanas, this is all concerning familiarization. We are always familiarizing ourselves with different levels of consciousness. We are familiarizing ourselves. For example, when we emanate light and nectar from our heart, going to all sentient beings and coming back, we are familiarizing ourselves with love and compassion and equanimity. Even though we don't name it, but that's what we are doing. So, this is a very, very important part of the path. And this is, but we should somehow use it in a more practical level, which is uses also for small specific things. And teachings are very clear. For example, the preciousness of this life. We need to understand why this life is so precious. We need to apply not wasting our time and our life. And we need to familiarize ourselves with it, with the concept, by meditating on it, by repeating the concept to us until it comes spontaneously. Okay? So someone may say to me, but then it's a constant training. Yes. Until we don't become a Buddha, it's a constant training. Oh, but isn't it tiring? Life is tiring. It's just a matter what do you want to get tired with? With your jealousy or with your compassion? You can get tired with Dharma training, or you can get tired with all your mental issues. You can choose. With something we get tired, that's for sure. So there is a clear path to follow. And we just need to do one step after the other. We cannot do everything at once, but we need to choose. Like it says in the teachings of Lojo, Nyomo Kanche Ngön Lajang. Whatever mental defilement is the strongest, that's the first one that you should train on. For me it's jealousy, I need to work on jealousy. For me it's fear, and so on. But when I said it needs courage, it's the courage to look at our own eyes and to go beyond the attachment that we have to our own so-called ordinary identity and appearance. We need to go beyond it, and we need to allow ourselves to act differently and to stop victimizing oneself in the whole process. Otherwise, it's not going to work either. Okay? As we were saying before, it's not easy, and life by itself is not easy. And Atisha said once to Dromtompa, "Oh my son, do not fear suffering." And Dromtompa answered, "Oh my master, but if I don't fear suffering, I will suffer more, because I will not try to avoid the causes of suffering." And Atisha answered, "Actually not, because you suffer more for the fear of suffering than for suffering itself." And the point is not to have a comfortable life. The point is to have a meaningful life. The point is not to have a comfortable experience, to have a comfortable and pleasurable day. The point is to have an experience that elevates us, that helps us to develop more love and more stability and more patience and more joy and so on. And it's not very often it's wonderful and pleasurable, and sometimes it's not, if we can go on and do a beautiful meditation and familiarize ourselves with virtue, but then we have pain here, and we are tired, and we are thirsty, and it's hot, and it's this and that. Wow, but we are familiarizing our mind with something wonderful. We are doing something good for us, And even one time a friend of mine, I said, "Oh, how are you?" And I said to him, "Oh, this day is not so easy." And then he said to me, "But since when do you want a comfortable life? What you need, what you always want is a meaningful life, I said, okay, it's true. Actually, he said, we are not here for a comfortable life, here for a meaningful life. I said, yeah, it's true. So, we don't need to suffer. We need to have a wonderful life, beautiful, joyful, no doubt. But we shouldn't fear suffering. This shouldn't be a reason why not to do something. Oh, it's difficult. Oh, it's tiring. Yes, but life is tiring. Eating, you get tired after eating. So we get tired for anything, Even not doing anything. I don't know if you have ever tried. Wake up one day, stay the whole day without doing anything. By the end of the day, you're tired. I tried it. And I was quite touched somehow. Because I had come from a long period of few years, never stopping. Then I had 1 month, which I was almost not doing anything. I was accompanying my mom in the hospital in Beijing. And I was really not doing much. And then I had 1 week, we were waiting for the results, and we were went the whole day in the house. And like this. And I was thinking that I was tired as much as when I was doing a lot of things, Wake up with energy, by the end of the day I'm tired. So I got this very clear idea, it doesn't matter how much you do. You get tired, your energy consumes. By the end of the day, the battery is gone. You need to recharge. It doesn't matter what you use that energy for. And in life is like this. We have difficulties. If the difficulties are not for one thing, they are there for another. But we need to make clear direction. And we should not hurry. One step after the other. Like in the teachings of Lojong, Nyomo Kanchen Nguen Lachang. Whatever is the stronger defilement, that's the first one that we should deal with. So, we do, and very importantly, we do with love towards ourselves, with kindness. If we don't go hard, oh, my defilement, how bad I am. I have anger. Okay, let's take care of myself. We need to do it really with kindness, not to our selfishness, with kindness to ourselves. But we really need to do with kindness, and we give the direction, and it takes courage. It takes courage to go beyond our own comfort zone. Because our tendency is that we try to keep our comfort zone, and once we find it, we remain there. But I'm sorry to say we are lazy by nature. And we only put energy into something when we feel the real need for it. So when we get out of the comfort zone, then we need to do something about it. And what we do often is we try to regain the comfort zone. Instead, what we need to do is we need to enlarge the comfort zone, the limit. In the sense that we can be comfortable also in that situation. So how do I relate to it? And with this gradually, one day after the other, one situation after the other, every day. And sure, we need to listen, we need to learn, we need to study, we meditate, and then we also apply in every context of our life. It's a good opportunity to train. Every moment. Every moment. And it's a beautiful path, and we are extremely fortunate to be here together into it. So, yes, it's true that it's difficult in a way, but it's extremely joyful and beautiful. So, just to conclude, we have an incredibly fortunate life. Incredibly fortunate life. I'm not going to go into details right now, but it's like it touches me deeply when I look and I see and I reflect about how fortunate we are. It's like beyond words. If we just look around the world, and we come back to us and say, wow, on many levels. Even if you think from the point of view like materially, we don't need everything is here. You know? Even as a center. I was talking the other day, you know, together with Michaela that takes care of the financial part. And I was saying, it's strange, you know, how we are able to pay all these bills. I don't know. I'm talking about the construction of the temple, you know. Sure, if we go deep into it, we know exactly each euro where it came from. It's there. But it's like sort of miracle for me at least, you know. When Rinpoche said, you do the temple, we didn't have enough money to pay the architect. And then things just go, you know, and whatever they need, somehow it happens. And, you know. And there is a saying actually, which in Tibetan it says, Chushin Chena Chershim Bab. If you act in accordance to the Dharma, it will come to you like rain, whatever you need. You know? So, we are very fortunate in every aspect. You know, when I see the relationship that we have still with Rinpoche, it's something not common. It's not common in the big monasteries. It's not common everywhere. I'm not talking about the way how Rinpoche was with us. I'm talking about the deep relationship of love, of connection, of intimacy that we have with our Guru. And that it's through Rinpoche's blessing, through the blessings of our lineage, we can see that even people that don't come physically here but maybe look to the teachings online can get that same type of feeling. So this is something that we are incredibly fortunate what we have. You know? But, normally there is a but, we will die. And that's not a joke. You know? And we don't know when. Truly we don't know when. And that's fine, that's okay. The truth is that it's okay. The problem is not dying. The problem is not using well enough the opportunity that we have. So, making it short, you have no time for jealousy. You are going to die. No time to nya nya nya, nyu nyu nyu. Rinpoche used to say this, no? Nya nya nya, nyu nyu nyu. No time, oh, but he said this and he did that. Oh, I would like this and he got it. No time for that. Come on. Papunka Rinpoche used to give the example, the metaphor, saying, you are sitting in the mouth of the Lord of Death, taking sunbathing, you know. And he's there ready to close the mouth. And there we are. Oh, you know, because he's like this and yeah, you know. Losing our time. We have no time for anger. Oh, the other person did something we didn't like. That's his problem. My mind is too precious to waste with it. I'm not putting my energy into that. Because my life is too precious. I have no time for it. No space for it. We must use our life for what is truly meaningful. And not remain with, you know, all these things. We have no time for envy, no time for jealousy, no time for all these negative habits. No, now time to grow up. I say, okay, yes, it's like this. I know that I like to do like this. I know that normally I really like that. No time to victimize oneself. We need to take responsibility under our hands and to act consciously. Oh, but I am used to lie. Stop. But it's difficult. Okay. But you stop. Oh, but I'm used to criticize. You know, it's a choice. Do you want to suffer? Do you want to be always more unsatisfied? Do you want to be constantly more and more unsatisfied? Then continue criticizing and complaining. That's your choice. You know, then you will be reborn, that little baby child, complaining and criticizing. No? It's your choice. But life is short, and we must say, I have no time to criticize, I have no time to complain, because I have other priorities. And that's true. And even if we have a long time, a very long life, still time is not enough for everything we want to do. Hopefully it's enough, but probably not. So, it's important for us to remember ourselves and say, okay, yes, I'm going to die. And I must use every moment in the best way, when I am here in the center, when I am at home, when I am in holiday, when I am working, when I am with my family, wherever I am. I need to do the best in my abilities. And I have no more time for these negative habits. When they come, I see them passing. I don't follow. Just to conclude, when we see our bad habits manifesting, we look to them with a sort of compassion. And we say, this is just a memory of the past. This is just a habit. I'm not against you, but I'm not going to follow you. And you are impermanent. So as you come, you go. So just wait a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Wait a bit. It will pass. There is not any emotion that comes and remains forever. It comes, and then at one point, it goes. So when comes up anger, when comes up jealousy, when comes up all this, as it comes, we remind ourselves, life is short and I must do it meaningfully. I'm not going to follow this habit. I don't follow. Why? I don't put it into words, I don't put it into actions. I do not follow it with conceptual justification or explanation. I just see as a habit that comes, and as it comes it will go. And we let it pass by, and we focus our mind in what is truly important. Gratitude, kindness, love, respect, stability, patience, wisdom. That's where we need to focus our attention. Okay? We do our dedications, the essence that we have everything in our hands. We just need slowly, one step after the other to use it, with connection and with a lot of love for ourselves. No? Dobbiamo fare tutto questo con molto amore verso noi stessi, con molto affetto. Però con determinazione. Ok? Kiewaya kunto yanda lama dan drame cheki pela longche ching sadan lamge yende rabzone dorje change kopa nyurtob shoya nimo dele tsendele nime kunyan delekshin ninsen takto delekpe kuncho sumke jingelo Concho sumke ngodrubutsol, concho sumke trashisho. At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the three jewels grant us their blessings. May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness. Sem Chösudro. Chö lam tudro, lam la parche, miyongarsho. May the mind become the Dharma. May the Dharma become the path. May the path be free from interferences. Mi me tserwe ter cenceresi drime kempe wampo peliang de pong ma le jomse dang kan chen kepe tsoge tsong kapa lo san trak pe Shabla aso